Euripides' play, The Women of Troy, is set in the immediate aftermath of the 10-year Trojan War, which had begun when Paris, a Trojan prince, eloped with Helen, the wife of Menelaus of Sparta. Viewed as an abduction, this event led the Greeks to lay siege to Troy. After much brutal fighting and death on both sides, the Greeks finally sacked the city using the Trojan horse, with soldiers hiding inside the massive wooden construction. The play opens with the gods Athena and Poseidon discussing the consequences of the war and the mistreatment of the Trojans by the Greeks, including the rape of Cassandra by Ajax. The city is in ruin, its men killed or taken hostage, and the Trojan women are enslaved and divided among the Greek victors who will transport them far from their homeland. Queen Hecuba mourns the destruction of her family and city. Andromache faces the cruel fate of her son Astyanax's death, and Helen, blamed for the war, is condemned by the other women. The play acutely portrays the human cost of the city's fall, the devastation of war, and the haunting grief of those left behind.
I am the god Poseidon. I have left the salty depths of the Aegean Sea, where Nereid choruses weave their steps in magical dancing, and have come here, for since the time of Phoebus Apollo, and I carefully surveyed and built stone towers and walls to ring the territory of Troy. Friendship for my city of Trojans has never left my heart, and now it lies in smoldering ruins, overpowered by Greek spears. With the help of Athena, the Greeks built a wooden horse, its pregnant belly crammed with warriors, a deadly idol, and it hauled inside the city walls. Now the sacred groves have been abandoned. The temples of the gods drip crimson blood, and besides the altar foundation stone, in front of Zeus, protector of the home, King Priam lies dead. Meanwhile, huge loads of gold and Trojan loot are being carried off to the Greek ships. Those Greeks who marched against the city are waiting for the wind, a favorable stern breeze, so that now, after 10 years, they may rejoice to see their wives and children. I have been bested by the Greek goddesses Hera and Athena, who together helped to conquer Troy. So I am leaving my altars here. For when a city is in the grip of woeful desolation, worship of the gods wanes. They lose respect. The land echoes with the many cries of captured women as they learn of the masters they have been assigned by lot. Arcadia takes some, and other women go to troops from Thessaly. Still others go to sons of Theseus, the leading men among the Athenians. The Trojan women not yet assigned by lot are in those huts, set aside for leaders of the army. With them is Spartan Helen, who has been justly called a prisoner of war. And if anyone wishes to see the depths of misery, he can, for Hecuba is lying there, before the gates, weeping plentiless tears for her many sorrows. Her own daughter, Polyxena, has been killed in secret by Achilles' tomb, a miserable death. Priam is gone, and their children too. Cassandra, whom Lord Apollo cast aside. He loved Cassandra and gave her the gift of prophecy, but cursed her so she would never be believed, and left her a frantic virgin. She has been forced by Agamemnon into his marriage bed, a shameful act that totally ignores what gods and piety demand. And so goodbye, you once wealthy city with towers of polished stone. If Athena, daughter of Zeus, had not demolished you, you would stand on firm foundations still.
May I speak to the mighty deity who is honored by the gods and whose blood closely related to my father's, setting aside our earlier hostility?
You may, goddess Athena, for family ties exert no small effect upon the heart.
I am grateful for your good nature, my lord. I carry messages, matters of interest for you and me.
Do you have fresh news from the gods, from Zeus, or from some other deity?
No. It's about Troy, the land where we now stand. I've come to ask for your assistance, to combine your power with my own.
What? Have you set aside your former hatred and now feel compassion for the city when fire has turned it to ash?
First things first, will you work with me? Help me carry out what I wish to do?
Yes, of course I will. But I would like to know what you are planning. Whether you have come to help the Greeks or to assist the Trojans.
What I want is to bring joy to my former enemies, the Trojans, and make the return home of the Greeks very painful.
Why jump like this from one mood to another? Your love and hate, no matter where they fall, are too excessive.
Surely you've heard how they desecrated me in my shrines.
Yes, I have heard about that. It happened when Ajax dragged Cassandra off by force.
And no Greek was punished for it. They don't even talk about it.
And yet it is thanks to your great power they managed to demolish Troy.
That is why I would like you to join me to make them suffer.
I am prepared to act however you wish. What do you mean to do?
I want to force on them a journey back which does not bring them home.
While they're still here waiting on land, or when they're sailing the salt-filled sea?
When they set sail from Troy, heading home, from the sky Zeus will set down heavy rain, constant hail, and pitch-black storms on them. He says he'll let me have the thunderbolts to hurt the Acadians and fire their ships. Now, for your part, make the Aegean straight roar with overpowering waves and whirlpools, and we'll let the empty shores with human corpse, so that in days to come the Greeks learn to venerate my shrines and honor all other sacred gods.
I will do that, for I do not require many words to carry out this favor. I will stir up the salt Aegean Sea, the high cliffs of Catharius, the shores of Mykonos, and the Delian rocks. Skyros and Lemnos too will be littered with countless bodies of the dead. But now, you should make your way to Mount Olympus. Once you get your father to hand over his lightning bolts, then wait until the day the Greek army goes off in earnest. A man who pillages a human city, looting its shrines and tombs, the sacred homes of those who toils over, is a fool. He makes a wilderness around him, and in the end, he too will be destroyed.
Oh, you wretched woman. Lift your head up from the ground and bend your neck. This is no longer Troy. And I am not the queen. My destiny is changed. I must endure it, sail with the currents wherever fate may lead. Not set the prow of my life's ship against the flowing seas. What is left for me but cries of grief, now that my native land, my children, and my husband are all gone. The celebrated splendor of our ancestors, now demolished and reduced to nothing. What words should I suppress? What should I say? What dirges for the dead now must I sing? How pathetic I am to be lying here, my limbs stretched out on this hard bed, weighed down by heavy fate. Oh, my head, my temple, my ribs. I wish I could roll over one way or the other to ease my back and spine, while constant tears accompany my mournful requiem, which in itself is music to the unfortunate, who chant but do not dance their sorrowful lament. Oh, you prows on those Greek ships, rowed by swift oars plying the purple sea to sacred Ilion, past safe harbors in the land of Hellas, to the music of ominous flutes and jaunty sounds of pipes, you reached the very heart of Troy, and tied up with twisted rope from Egypt, chasing the hateful wife of Menelaus. She is the reason I, ruined Hecuba, have foundered on this miserable rock. Oh, that I should be sitting in this spot, by Agamemnon's tents. I am being led away from here a slave, an old woman taken from my home, with my head sheared, a humiliating sight. Oh, you women, you wretched wives of Trojan warriors, you women and you ill-fated brides, Troy is slowly burning. We must lament, I, like some mother bird guarding her brood, will begin our chant, but what I sing now will not be the same song as what I once sang. To the gods, leaning on Priam's scepter, and leading the dance by stamping my foot in a rhythmic Trojan beat.
What have you been saying? Why have you been calling out to us?
And what your words mean. For from the hut I could hear you as you spoke your sad lament. Fear pierces the heart in every Trojan who in the hut wails for her servile fate.
Oh, my child, the Greeks are already at their ships.
Are the rowers getting ready to move out? What do they mean to do? Are they planning to take us with them, far from Troy, in those ships of theirs?
I do not know, but I would guess that is to be our fate.
Alas, for the wretched Trojan women about to learn what hardships lie in store. Come out of the hut! Come out! The Greeks are getting ready for their voyage home.
No, no, do not let frantic Cassandra come outside. Her prophecies will insult the Greeks and increase the pain I feel. Oh, unhappy Troy, your days are over. Unhappy, too, the ones now leaving you, those still alive and those who have been killed.
I am shaking with fear now. I have left Agamemnon's hut to find out from you, my queen, whether the Argives have decided to end my wretched life, or if the sailors are getting the oars ready at the stern and preparing to move out.
Oh, my child, your heart is sleepless in the early dawn.
Well, I've come here in a total panic. Has a herald from the Greek army already come? Who is going to come and take me as an unhappy slave?
I assume your lot will be determined very soon.
Alas, will someone from Argos or from Phthia or from some island city lead me off in misery to somewhere far from Troy?
Alas, now I am to become a slave. To whom, I wonder, in what land? Me, a paltry, withered, miserable crone, the image of a corpse, or fleeting shade of someone who has died, set to keep watch at the gate or care for someone's children. I, who was once revered as Queen of Troy.
Alas, alas, with what kind of lament will you bewail the outrage done to you? No more will I be moving the shuttle back and forth on weaving looms in Ida. For the last time I will see my children, one final glimpse of their corpses. I will have to bear such great misery, dragged perhaps by force to some Greek's bed. Perish the night and the divine power that makes me do it. Or I may end up a wretched servant girl, drawing water from a sacred fountain in Corinth.
Oh, that we could go to that famous land of Theseus, a truly fortunate place. I never wished to see the whirling streams of Euripides, the hateful home of Helen, to be a slave there and meet Menelaus, the man who first obliterated Troy. I have heard stories of that sacred land of the Peneus, a beautiful place at the very foot of the Mount Olympus, and, so people say, weighed down with riches, a blooming, fruitful place, which might be my second choice, after the sacred land of Theseus, so favored by the gods. I've also heard Hephaestus' home, close to Mount Etna, the mother of all mountains, is famous for the crowns of victory it awards its citizens for excellence. There is that place lying very near the Ionian Sea, watered by the stream which gives yellow hair a tinge of red, and with its sacred flow nurtures a land full of finest men, just and true, and keeps the country happy.
Look, a herald from the Danaan army. He'll be carrying some new dispatches. He's in a hurry. What is he here for? What does he say? For now, we are all slaves of our Grecian masters.
You already know me, Hecuba, from when I was a herald for the Greek army and often came to Troy. I knew you even before that. I am Talthybius. I've come to bring you a new message.
Ah, my fellow Trojans, the moment we have dreaded has arrived.
If your fears are about the lottery, it has already taken place.
Well then, are you going to tell us of the city? Is it in Thessaly, or in Pythia, or in the Cadmean lands?
The lottery did not lump all you women together. Each warrior has won a different prize.
To whom has each of us been assigned? Which of these daughters of Troy can expect a prosperous fate?
That I know, but ask me about each one in turn, not all at once.
Then tell me this, my poor child, Cassandra, to whom was she allotted?
She was chosen by Lord Agamemnon, a special prize just for him.
She is to serve as a slave attending to his wife? The poor girl.
No, no. She will share his bed as his secret mistress.
What? A virgin? Dedicated to Apollo?
Eros has shot an arrow in his heart. Passionate feelings for the frantic lady.
My child, toss aside those sacred keys and take the holy garlands off your head.
She has won the royal bed. Is that not an important honor?
What have you done with that child you took away from me just recently? Where is she now?
You mean Polyxena? Or is it someone else?
Yes, that's the one. Who did the lottery assign her to?
Polyxena was said to be a slave at Achilles' tomb.
Alas for me, I am now the mother of a dead man's grave attendant. Tell me, my friend, is this the decision some sort of law or a tradition among the Greeks?
Be happy for your child. She is doing well.
What did you just say? Then tell me this, is she still alive?
Her fate has claimed her, and she has been released from suffering.
What about poor Andromache, the wife of that skilled warrior Hector? What's her fate?
Achilles' son took her as his special prize.
And what of me, an old white-haired woman who needs to hold a staff as a third foot? What man am I to serve?
Odysseus, king of Ithaca, chose you as his slave.
Now beat your close-cropped head. With those nails rip both your cheeks to shreds. This is disastrous. To be made the slave of that loathsome, deceitful man, the enemy of what is just. That lawless, venomous snake, whose forked double tongue turns everything to something else, then turns it back again, changing our earlier love to hatred. Weep for me, you Trojan women, weep. I must be gone on my unhappy way, a wretched woman in my ruins. I have fallen on a miserable fate.
Those of you attending on Hecuba, can you not see how your queen has fallen? She's lying there speechless on the ground. Can you not help her out? You useless slaves. Will you just let the old woman lie there? Lift her up. Set her on her feet.
Leave me be, you girls, resting where I fell. What is not welcome is not very kind. Those troubles I have suffered in the past, those I am undergoing now, and those I have yet to face, I'll make this position down on the ground particularly apt. Oh, you gods, I'm calling on my allies, who are quite useless. But there's something to be said for invoking deities when any of us falls on evil days. So to begin with, I will sing about the wonderful and happy life I had. In this way I shall arouse more pity for those misfortunes now. I was born to royal parents, and I got married to a powerful king. Then I gave birth to many excellent sons. Not just sons, but the very finest of the Trojans. No mother could ever boast aloud of the sons like mine. I have been seen them killed by Hellenic spears. I have shorn my head at their burial mounds. With my own eyes I saw Priam, their father, slaughtered by the altar in his own home, and our city fall into enemy hands. I did not hear these things from someone else. I raised daughters too, girls who deserved to be chosen in a noble marriage. But I raised them for strangers. They were snatched from my own hands, and I have lost all hope that I will see them again. In days to come, my eyes will never see them any more. Finally, to top off my miseries, I, an old slave woman, am to be sent to Hellas. Will they demand of me work inappropriate to my old age? I, Hector's mother, will be watching gates, or guarding keys, or baking bread for them. I will lay my wrinkled body on the ground, not in a royal bed, with tattered rags covering my worn-out skin. So shameful for those who have been rich. I find it so demeaning. And this is what I am and what I shall be, all because one woman wanted to get married. Oh, Cassandra, my child, summoned by the gods to join their frantic ecstasy, what sort of fate is that ends your chastity? And you, Polyxena, my poor unhappy girl, where are you? Where? Not one of my children, the many sons and daughters I have borne, is here to help their suffering mother. Why then lift me back up on my feet? What sort of hope is left? There was a time I used to walk through Troy with graceful steps, but now I am a slave. Take me to bed, where after I am worn out with weeping, I can collapse close to some stony ridge, hurl myself from the rocks and perish. Never consider any rich man happy until after he is dead.
Sing for me, Muse, a tale of Troy, a new tearful song of lamentation. For now I will cry out a choral chant on behalf of Troy, and sing how a horse on a four-wheeled cart was hauled up and left at our city gates by the Greeks. That horse was my downfall. It ruined me, made me a prisoner. There was a tremendous noise, and its sides were draped in gold, its belly full of spears. The Trojans standing on the high rock walls shouted out, "Those of you whose work is over, go, haul the sacred image to the shrine of Athena, the Zeus-begotten goddess of Troy."
Then every young girl came out of her home, every old man too, and singing with joy, dragged inside the walls that lethal, treacherous bait. All of Troy rushed to the gates to bring up that horse built of polished mountain pine, and hiding a band of Greek warriors inside, as an offering to the virgin goddess and her immortal horses, a fine gift that brought fatal ruins to us all. They wrapped a web of ropes around it, as if it were the black hull of a ship, dragged it to Pallas Athena's stone shrine, and set it on level sacred to the goddess, soon to be covered with our country's blood. But as they worked on and celebrated, dark night fell. Flutes and lyres were playing. People started singing Trojan songs, while young girls raised their feet high in the air and stamped the ground in jubilation. In the homes, fiery torches cast shadows from dying embers on sleep-laden eyes. At that moment, I was home rejoicing, singing and dancing to that child of Zeus, the goddess, when a cry, a blood-red scream, echoed through the city. Babies were terrified and clenched their mother's clothes in tiny fists as Ares, god of war, and his hidden band of warriors emerged from their hiding place, following the plan of goddess Athena. Altars were soaked with Trojan blood and bitter grief.
Hecuba, do you see Andromache coming here? Close to her beating heart, she's clasping Hector's son, our beloved Astyanax. Where are you being taken, you poor old widow? With all that loot, Hector's bronze armor and spoils from Phrygia, all hunted down and captured by the spear, so Achilles' son, once home from Troy, can decorate his Pythian shrines with them.
My Greek masters are taking me away.
Oh no!
Why are you muttering a dirge for me?
Alas for Troy,
And for this suffering?
O Zeus,
And for this disaster?
my children.
Our days are done.
Our joy is gone, Troy is no more.
Such misery.
All my noble sons,
Alas, alas, so many evils
such a piteous fate,
for our city.
which has been reduced to ash.
Oh, my dear husband, come for me.
My poor lady, you are summoning my son who is in Hades.
Protector of your wife.
Oh, Hector, you who in the earlier days brought so much anguish to the Achaeans, the finest of all my children, the eldest of all my sons, I bore to Priam. Come and lead me to my sleep in Hades.
Those huge regrets.
Unhappy lady, the agonies we bear.
Our city lies in ruin.
Pain piled upon pain.
By the malicious gods, since the time that son of yours, Paris, escaped death, and for the sake of that hateful marriage destroyed the citadel in Troy, where bodies of bloody dead lie by Athena's shrine, scattered there for vultures to carry off, and Troy now bears the yoke of slavery.
Oh, my unhappy country.
I weep for you left behind like this.
Now you are witnessing the painful end.
And my home, the place where I gave birth.
Oh, my children, your mother has lost her city, and now she is losing you. How sad that is. So much sorrow. In our homes, tears and still more tears. Only the dead forget their pain and do not weep.
For those who have suffered such losses, what sweet relief there is in shedding tears, in mourning, and in chanting their laments that speak of pain.
You are Hector's mother, the man who with his spear once slaughtered so many Argives. Are you witnessing what is going on?
I see this all as the work of the gods. They raise up high things that we mortals consider nothing and demolish those that we most admire.
That is why I am being carried off the spoils, me and my child, the nobly born turned into slaves of brutal chains.
It is the fearful power of necessity. Just moments ago, Cassandra was torn from me by force and taken away.
Alas, alas, it seems another Ajax has appeared to harm a second daughter. But there are other reasons for your grief.
Yes, my sufferings cannot be measured. They are numberless. My afflictions vie with one another, all competing to be the worst.
Your daughter, Polyxena, is dead. Sacrificed at Achilles' tomb, an offering to his lifeless corpse.
Oh no, another misery for me. This is the riddle Talthybius uttered when he spoke to me some time ago. What he said was not entirely clear, but now it has come true.
I saw her myself. I climbed down from the wagon and covered her body with a cloak and beat my chest in mourning.
Alas, for your unholy sacrifice. Alas, once more for your disgraceful death.
However she died, Polyxena is gone. But her death was a more fortunate fate than mine, since I am still alive.
My child, living and dying are not the same. One is nothingness, the other offers hope.
Oh, mother of so many children, listen to some reassuring words so that I may inspire your heart with joy. I maintain that never to have been born and to die are both the same. But to be dead is better than a life of misery. For the dead feel no physical pain and have no sense of sorrow. But when a prosperous man falls into misfortune, his heart wanders from the memory of happier days. Now that your child is dead, it is as if she never gazed upon the sunlight, and now she knows nothing of her suffering. But I, who strove to win a virtuous name, failed to hit the target, though my fortune was better than most women's. When news of me reached the Greek army, that was my downfall. When I was captured, the son of Achilles wished to take me as his wife, and I must serve as a slave in that house of murderers. Oh, my dear Hector, in you I found a man who was the match for me, intelligent, of noble birth, prosperous, brave, and strong. Now you are dead, and I am sailing off to Greece, a captive, under slavery's yoke. Surely the dead Polyxena, for whom you grieve so much, faces fewer troubles than I do. For I have no hope left, the last thing that remains in every man and woman. Nor do I deceive my heart with hopes of joyful news, although to think of that can often bring one pleasure.
Our situations are the same. Your grief for what has happened to you speaks to me in my own misfortune.
I have never set foot on a ship's deck, but I have seen pictures, and by listening to others, have learned some things about them. In a storm of moderate strength, sailors are eager and work very hard to save themselves. One man stands by the tiller, another works the sails, the third bails out the hold. When the sea is truly violent, they surrender to their fate and commit their bodies to the driving waves. And that is how I feel with my countless troubles. I am speechless and cannot say a word. These waves of misery sent from the gods are overpowering me. My dear child, you must stop talking about Hector's fate. None of the tears you shed can save him now. Honor your new master. Show him some affection. Use your demeanor to lure him in. If you do that, you will cheer up your friends and yourself as well. And then you can raise this son of my son to be a great help to Troy, so that in due time your children may establish Troy once again and our cities still live on. We must end conversation and talk to something else. Who is that Greek servant I see walking here with news of some new plan?
Andromache, former wife of Hector, the very finest of the Trojans. Do not consider me despicable, for I am not a willing messenger.
What is it? Your opening words suggest the start of something ominous.
It has been resolved that this boy here, how can I say the words?
Is he to have a master other than myself? Surely
No.
not.
No Greek will ever be his master.
Are they going to leave him here as a relic of the Trojan people?
I know no easy way to tell you the bad news.
I commend you for considering my feelings, unless you have some good news to report.
You will hear dreadful news about your son. They are going to kill him.
Oh no! This news is so much worse than my forced marriage!
There was a meeting of all the Hellenes. Odysseus spoke, and what he said prevailed.
Alas, once more, these evils that I suffer are unendurable.
He told them that they should not raise the son of such a father, one of the best.
I hope that his advice will win the day with children of his own.
He must be thrown from the battlements of Troy. No, let that happen. That would be for you the wisest course. Do not hang on to him. Bear your pain with nobility of heart. Do not think that you have any power, for you are weak. You have no influence. You must bear in mind these facts. Your city and your husband are both gone, and now you are in our power. I am fit enough to fight against one woman on my own, and so, for all these reasons, you must not be eager for a fight, or do anything that would shame you or upset the Greeks. And I would not like to hear you hurling curses at them. If you say anything to make the army angry, then this child will have no burial rites or pity. But if you are quiet and accept your fate, your son's body will not go unburied, and the Greeks will be kinder to you.
Oh, my dear boy, my brilliant, precious son, our enemies will kill you. You must leave your beautiful mother. The noble nature your father had, which saved lives of others, has destroyed you. Your father's excellence has been no benefit at all to you. Oh, my unfortunate bed and marriage that one day brought me here to Hector's home, to bear a son who would rule fertile Asia, not one who would be killed by the Greeks. Oh, my son, you are crying. Do you not sense the evil fate awaiting you? Why grab me with those fists of yours? Why cling to my robe like a young bird nestling beneath my wing, seeking shelter there? Glorious Hector is not about to rise from the earth, clutching his famous spear, and rescue you. None of your father's family will come, nor any Trojan force. A fatal leap headfirst from the high walls, and you will fall and die, with no one there to pity you. Oh, to hold you in my arms again, a mother's greatest joy. Oh, this precious body, it smells so sweet. When you wore swaddling clothes, these breasts provided nourishment for you, but all in vain. I used to grow weary and wear myself out looking after you, and all for nothing. Now for the last time, hug your mother, hug the one who bore you, wrap your arms around my neck and kiss me. Oh, you Hellenes are true barbarians, always searching for some new form of savagery. Why kill this completely innocent child? Oh, Helen, you are no child of Zeus. No, you are the daughter born from numerous fathers. First of all, from some avenging deity, and then from envy, murder, death, and every form of evil that this earth fosters. I proclaim Zeus never was your father. You brought doom to many Greeks and barbarians. I hope you are killed. Those beautiful eyes of yours have brought appalling desolation to the glorious lands of Troy. Take him, carry him off, and throw him from the walls if that seems right. Then feast upon his flesh. It is the will of the gods that all of us are utterly destroyed, and I cannot protect my child from death. Hide me away, throw my wretched body in the ship's hold, for I am going to a lovely wedding now that I have lost my child.
Unhappy Troy, countless citizens of yours have perished for that one woman and her hateful bed.
Come, my boy. You must now climb your ancestral towers right to the top, and there draw your last breath, as was determined by our vote. Take him away. A man who performs a herald's work should love brutality and ruthlessness more than my nature does.
Oh, Astyanax, son of my ill-fated boy, your mother and I have been unjustly robbed of you by fate. Why am I suffering? Poor child, what can I do for you? I offer you these blows to my own head and my chest. That is all the power I still possess. Alas for the city, alas for you. What miseries do we not have to face? What do we lack to complete our ruin and our total and immediate destruction?
Eros, O Eros, who once came to the home of Dardanus, a place well loved by the heavenly gods, how grand you made Troy's towers then, linking us with gods. I will no longer speak of Zeus's shame, for white-winged dawn, whose light we mortals love, watched our land while it was being destroyed, and witnessed the ruin of our citadel. Even though it was here in Troy, she found a husband who could make love with her in her own rooms and give her children. A man snatched up and carried to her in a chariot of golden stars, a sign that gave great hope to his native home. But all affection the gods once had for Troy has vanished.
O you magnificent blazing sun, by whose light I shall recapture Helen, for whom I and the Greek army have gone all this trouble here in Troy. I did not come, as people now assume, because of her, but to punish the man who had betrayed my hospitality by stealing my wife from my own home. Thanks to the gods, that man has paid the price. He and his country have been extinguished with our Hellenic spears. I did not come to fetch that woman. I get no pleasure in calling her my wife, though there was a time where she was mine. She is now included among the female Trojan prisoners in these huts. Those warriors who fought so hard to win her with a spear said I have the right to kill her. Or, if I prefer, to spare her. Take her back with me to the land of Argos. So I propose to spare Helen's life here in Troy and take her back in my seaworthy ship to Greece, and there to hand her over for execution, as payment to all those families who had someone killed in Troy. Attendants, go! Go in the huts, drag that woman out. Pull her by her hair, which stinks of slaughter. As soon as we get favorable winds, we will take her with us back to Greece.
O you who sustains the earth and rests enthroned upon it, whoever you are, an unfathomable riddle, O Zeus, whether you are natural necessity or in the intellect of mortal men, I offer prayers to you. For though you tread a silent path, you lead all human acts towards justice.
What are you babbling about? Your prayers to the gods are new and strange.
I will congratulate you, Menelaus, if you kill your wife. But you must take care not to look at her, in case she tempts you and rouses your passion for her once again. For she ensnares the eyes of men, and then destroys their cities and burns down their homes. So potent is her evil magic. I know her, and so do you, and so do her victims too.
Menelaus, this is not a good way to begin. It makes me apprehensive to have me brought out here against my will, in front of all these huts. I assume you hate me, but I wish to ask what you and the Greeks have determined about my life.
There was no real debate, since I was the one that you hurt. The entire army said they would give you to me to be killed.
Will I be permitted to say something challenging this decision, and showing that if I die, that death would be unjust?
I did not come to have an argument, but to kill you.
No, Menelaus, listen to her. Do not let her die without a hearing, but let me speak in opposition to her. You know nothing of the evil things she did right here in Troy. And everything I say, when added up, will ensure that she is killed. She will never have a chance to get away.
That is a favor that requires some time. However, if she wishes to speak, she can. I will grant her this, not for her sake, because of what you said. I want her to hear your words and learn something.
Whether what I have to say seems good or not, you probably will not give me an answer, for you consider me an enemy. Nonetheless, I will set down the charges, yours and mine, and compare them. After that, I shall respond to all those accusations I assume you will raise against me. First, this woman here was the origin of all these troubles, for she is the one who gave birth to Paris. Second, Paris was the judge in a competition between three goddesses to determine the most beautiful. Athena offered him a bribe. He would become commander of the Phrygians and destroy Greece. Hera promised him that if he chose her, he would become the ruler of all Asia and the outer boundaries of Europe. Aphrodite, amazed that my body was so beautiful, promised Paris he could have me as a present if she prevailed over the other goddesses. Now, consider what happened after that. Aphrodite defeated the other two, and up to now, my marriage to Paris has proved a great benefit to Greece. You have not been conquered by barbarians, or beaten in battle, or ruled by tyrants. But what was good for Greece ruined me, because I was so beautiful I was sold, and now I'm reviled for what I did when they should put a garland on my head. But you will say I have not yet spoken about what matters, how I slipped away and left your home in secret. That spirit of revenge, Paris, came to us with Aphrodite, no trifling goddess, at his side. And you detestable man, sailed off to the land of Crete, leaving him in Sparta, in your home. And that was that. For what happened next, there is no point in asking you. I need to ask myself. What was I thinking when I left your house? Following a stranger? Betraying my country and my home? You should punish the goddess. Show that you are even mightier than Zeus, who, though he is stronger than the other gods, is Aphrodite's slave. And then pardon me. Now, from this you might make a specious case against me. After Alexander died and made his way down to the underworld, the gods lost any interest in my marriage, and so I should have left his house and gone to the Greek ships. I was keen to do that. The soldiers in the towers and the lookouts on the walls are my witnesses. Those men often found me trying to steal away, using rope to lower my body from the battlements. How then, my husband, would there be justice if you had me killed? Would that act be fair? Considering he forced me into marriage, and my mind has become a bitter slave instead of winning a great victory? If you wish to overpower the gods, that desire reveals your ignorance.
My queen, defend your children and your native land. Demolish her persuasive arguments, for though she's a shameless criminal, she reasons well, and that is dangerous.
First, I will defend those three goddesses and show how Helen does not speak the truth. For I simply cannot imagine Hera and Athena would be so stupid. The first to sell Argos to barbarians, and Athena to make Athenians the slaves of Trojans. They came to Ida for a beauty competition. That was just a foolish game. Would goddess Hera really care that much about a prize? Did she wish to win a finer husband than great Zeus? Or was Athena hunting for a husband among the gods when she, despising marriage, had asked her father to let her forever stay a virgin? Do not seek to make a goddess foolish in order to dress up your sordid life. You will not persuade anyone with sense. Then you claimed, and this will prompt much laughter, that Aphrodite and my son Paris both came to the home of Menelaus. My son was a remarkably good-looking man, and as soon as you laid your eyes on Paris, your mind made you think of Aphrodite. And for every mortal being lays the blame for his stupidity on Aphrodite. When you saw Paris in his gorgeous clothes, exotic, glittering in the blazing gold, your mind went raving mad. For in Greece you lived a simple life. You hoped that you could flee from Sparta, to drown the Trojan city, which flowed with gold in your extravagance. You did not find the palace of Menelaus rich enough for your eyes to have lived a life of luxury and revel in your wealth. So much for that. You claim my son took you by force? What Spartan witnessed this? Did you shout and cry for help? And when you came to Troy with the Greeks in close pursuit and the deadly war began, if someone told you that Menelaus had prevailed in battle, you would praise him to annoy my son by making him believe he had a powerful rival for your love. But if the Trojans had the upper hand, then you had no use for Menelaus. You had your eye on fortune. That habit helped you follow closely in her footsteps. You had no desire to practice virtue. Now you state that you recently attempted to lower your body from the battlements with twisted rope, since you were unwilling to remain in Troy. But you were never caught sharpening a sword or putting a noose around your neck, as a noble woman would have done out of regret and love for her former husband. And I warned you many times. I told you, you must leave here, daughter. My sons will marry other brides. I will help you steal away and get you to the Greek ships. You must end this war between us and the Greeks. But these words just made you angry, for you were living a debauched life in Alexander's home. You loved having the barbarians fall down and worship you. You had a glorious time. Now, after all that, you appear out here, your body dressed in all its finery, to look at the same sky as your husband. You disgusting slut! You should have never come You should have come here submissively, your hair cut very short, in ragged clothes and shuddering with fear, as if you were ashamed of your past life instead of flaunting it. Menelaus, listen to the conclusion of my speech. Crown Greece with glory by killing her. She deserves to die. And set this law down for every other woman. You will die if you betray your husband.
Menelaus, do what is worthy of your ancestors and your home. You must get revenge upon your wife and remove the slur the Hellenes make, that you are much too soft. Let your enemies see your noble heart.
We share the same opinion on this matter. Acting on her own free will, this woman left my home for a stranger's bed. And then she brings an Aphrodite just to boast? Go! Go to those who hurl stone to you. And may your quick death render what is due to Greek for their tiring work and teach you never to bring shame upon me.
No, I beg you, by your knees, do not blame me for the sickness sent by the gods, and do not kill me. You must forgive me.
Do not let down your allies who have died because of her. I beg you, for their sake and for my children.
No more, old lady. I do not care what happens to her. I will tell my servants to take her away and put her on the ship she's sailing in.
You two must never sail on the same ship.
But why? Is she heavier than before?
There is no lover who does not love forever.
Well, that depends upon the hearts of those we love, but I will grant you your wish. She will not step foot on the same ship as me. What you say isn't bad advice. When she reaches Greece, she will be put to death, and shamefully as she deserves. It will teach all women to be sensible and chaste. No easy task. Her death will throw fear into their foolishness, even though they're more perverse than Helen.
So then, O Zeus, you have abandoned your incense-laden altar and your shrine here in Troy to the Greeks, with offerings burning on the altar and smoky myrrh rising to the heavens, and the sacred citadel in ivy-growing glens fed by streams of melting snow, a sacred dwelling place lit by the sun, a boundary struck first by the sun god's rays. Your burnt offerings have disappeared, and the sacred music of dancers. Gone, too, the night-long vigils of the gods and all the images carved in gold, and Troy's holy festivals held 12 times a year at each full moon.
I wish the sacred blazing thunderbolt of the Aegean could be hurled with force and strike the ship of Menelaus right in the middle, while he's at sea. He is taking me in my distress away from Troy to serve in Hellas as a slave, while Zeus's daughter holds her golden mirrors, a young girl's delight. I hope he never gets back to his home or his father's hearth, or Athena's shrine with gates of bronze, for he has taken as his prize the wife whose shameful marriage was such a disgrace to all of Hellas and caused great pain among the flowing streams of Troy. Oh no. New sorrow for our country comes to replace our still fresh grief. Look, you heartsick wives of Troy, gaze on the corpse of Astyanax, hurled from our battlements and savagely killed by the Greeks.
Hecuba, only one ship with its oars ready still remains. It is loaded with treasure, the remaining spoils of Achilles' son, and will soon set sail for the shores of Phthia. Neoptolemus himself has already put to sea, for he heard that new troubles are afflicting Peleus. So Neoptolemus, not wishing to delay, left by himself, taking Andromache along with him. I shed many tears as she left the shore, groaning for her country and crying out to Hector's tomb. She kept on imploring Neoptolemus to let her bury the corpse of Hector's son, who had been thrown from the battlements and lost his life, begging him not to carry Hector's shield, the one he used to hold against his ribs, whose bronze had terrified Greek ranks, into Peleus' home, or the same rooms where she and Andromache would be married, for she was the mother of the dead child, and it was a truly painful sight to her. She asked if she could bury the child in it, instead of in a coffin made of cedar or a stone tomb. And if she could entrust the corpse to your hands, so you could wrap it in clothing and garlands as best you can, given your resources. She has already left. Her master sailed off in such a hurry, and she had no time to inter the child herself. And so, once you have prepared the body, we will pile earth above it and plant a spear. You should carry out this work with all speed. I have already done one task for you. I washed the body and then cleansed its wounds. Now I will go and dig a grave for him. If you and I do the work together, we can save time and hasten our trip home.
Put Hector's well-rounded shield right down here. A distressing sight for me to look at. Oh, you Greeks, you can take more pride in your spears than in your intelligence. Why were you so terrified of this child? You killed him in a way not seen before. Were you afraid that one day he might come and rebuild fallen Troy? You good-for-nothings. Though Hector was doing well in battle, with thousands of other men as allies, we were still defeated. Now our city has been conquered, and every Trojan lies dead. But you still fear this little boy. I do not praise the fear of anyone who fears, but does not understand the cause. Oh, my dear child, your death was horrible. If you had died fighting for your city, after enjoying your youthful manhood, marriage, and godlike authority, you would be blessed, if there's anything that can be blessed. Now, after witnessing these things and feeling them deep in your heart, my dear child, you have no idea of them, no use for what is yours inside the house. Poor child, how brutally your father's walls, those towers Apollo built, scraped your head, damaging the locks your mother so cherished and so often kissed. Though through the fractured bones, right there, I see the grinning smirk of murder. But I cannot discuss such shameful things. Oh, these hands and arms, how sweet the likeness you bear to your father. You lie there, your boastful words are now no more. And yet you were not telling me the truth that day, when curled up against my robes you promised, "Mother, I will cut many locks of your hair off for you, and lead many groups of friends of my own age to your tomb, to give you a fond farewell." But you are not the one who will be burying me. I am the one who will be burying you, a pitiful corpse, though you are still much younger, while I, an old woman, have lost my home and children. Alas, all those embraces, the nourishment I gave, and going to sleep, all those are gone. What will a poet carve upon your tomb? Because they feared this child, the Argives killed him. That epitaph should bring disgrace to Hellas. Though you have no share in your father's wealth, you do have his bronze-backed wicker shield to honor you in your burial rites. O shield protecting Hector's lovely arms, you have now lost your heroic guardian. How wonderful to see Hector's imprint on the handle, and on the rounded edge the sweat that often dripped down from his brow when in the heat of battle he would press this shield against his chin. Come on, bring out those possessions you still have, things to adorn this poor, wretched corpse.
Here they are as you requested, Trojan spoils to decorate the dead. Things are all prepared.
Oh, my dear child, Hector's mother is now honoring you, not because you emerged victorious besting those of your own age with horses or in archery, which are our traditions here in Troy that we hold in high esteem. But Helen, whom the gods abominate, has robbed you. She has taken your life, and your whole house has been utterly destroyed.
Alas, alas, you touch my heart.
You touch my heart.
You were to wear this on your wedding day, a splendid Trojan robe, when you married one of the noblest girls in all of Asia. Now I will wrap it around your body, and you too, the shield that Hector loved, so splendidly triumphed once, mother of countless testaments to victory. Accept this garland. You will be sharing his body's tomb, but you will not perish, for you deserve far greater honors than those weapons sly Odysseus won.
Alas, alas, such bitter mourning.
The earth will welcome you, dear child. O mother, weep for him.
Alas,
A dirge for the dead.
alas for me.
Alas, indeed, your grief is inconsolable.
I will treat your wounds with bandages. I'm a wretched healer, a doctor only in name, not in real work. Your father will take care of this for you when you have come among the dead below.
Woe, woe is me.
Oh, my dearest women,
What is it, Hecuba? What did you just say?
it's about the gods, the gods. They do not care for anything except my suffering, and they despise Troy more than any other city. And so our sacrifices to them have been useless. However, if some god had not turned things upside down and thrown us beneath the earth, no one would know about us, and the muses could never celebrate us in their songs for future generations to come. So go away now, and bury this corpse in his wretched tomb. He has been prepared for burial rites. It seems to me there is not much difference to the dead, whether they get lavish funerals or not. It is something living people boast about.
Alas, alas, for your grieving mother, here with your corpse, she has been ripped apart, the very noblest hope she had in life. Born from the happiest ancestral line, and with a noble lineage, you died a terrible death.
Hold on. Who are those people I see up there high on the walls of Troy, moving around with torches in their hands? Troy is about to face a new disaster.
You captains up there! I'm talking to you! Your orders are to burn down Priam City! Don't just stand there with torches in your hands! Start spreading the fire! Once we have destroyed the city of Troy, we can get ready to leave Troy for a happy voyage home. And you, daughters of Troy, for you I have two orders. As soon as the army's leaders give a trumpet signal, you must move out for the Greek ships and your departure away from here. And as for you, you desolate old woman, follow me. Some servants of Odysseus have come, looking for you. The lottery assigned you to be his slave, far from your native land.
Alas for me, this is the final limit, the last call of all my sorrows. I must leave the land that is my home while my city is aflame. But come on, you ancient feet, make a feeble effort to hurry up, so I can bid this unhappy city farewell. O Troy, among barbarian cities, you were so magnificent, but soon no one will know your splendid name. They are burning you down and leading us, even as I speak, away from our homes to serve as slaves. Oh gods, but what's the use of calling on the gods? In the earlier days they did not hear us when we called to them. Come, let me run into the flames to die with my homeland, and a destructive fire would be the finest death of all for me.
Your grief has made you frantic, poor woman. Come, lead her away, and do not dawdle. You must hand her over to Odysseus. He must receive his prize.
Aye, son of Cronus, lord of Troy, father of our race, are you witnessing how much we suffer? The line of Dardanus does not deserve this.
He sees us, but our great city is no more a city, and Troy has ceased to be.
No, Troy is on fire. The homes on Pergamum and our soaring walls are all ablaze.
The wings of smoke are curling up to heaven as our country sinks and falls beneath the spear. With blazing speed, houses are overrun by fire and hostile spearmen.
Oh, this land, nurture of my children.
Your lament is summoning the dead.
Yes, while I rest my ancient limbs on the ground and beat with both hands the earth.
I'll follow you, kneeling on the ground and summoning from the underworld my unhappy husband.
I am being led away, carried off.
That cry was painful, so much sorrow.
To live as a slave under his roof.
And not in my own land.
Alas, O Priam, you have been killed and lie unburied, without a friend. You know nothing of my fate.
He cannot, for pitch black death has covered up his eyes, a pious man slain by the ungodly.
Alas, for the houses of our gods and for the city we love.
Alas, indeed.
You will have to face blood-soaked murder and bands of spearmen.
Soon enough you will fall on the ground you love and be forgotten.
Dust rising to the heavens on wings like smoke will steal from me the sight of my own home.
The name of my country will disappear. Everything has been scattered far and wide, and luckless Troy is now no more.
Did you notice that? Did you hear that?
Yes, it was the sound of Troy's walls collapsing.
The shaking, everything is shaking.
Our city will be overwhelmed.
Alas, these trembling legs of mine must support me. So get moving, you ill-fated woman, and face the day you start life as a slave.
Alas for my unfortunate city, but let us all be on our way and walk to the fleet of the Greeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Paul. I'm the business manager of Stories. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. We're going to take a couple moments, gather ourselves, catch our breaths. In that period of time, please, if you need to, use the restroom. It's available. We have a merchandise table featuring some of Dr. Strum's works. I'm going to ask here in a moment how you heard about the presentation, but for your general information, we have a newsletter, and that's the best way to find out what we're doing at any particular time. If you're not a subscriber to the newsletter and you'd like to be, put your information into our guest book. We'll take care of the rest. Give us 2 minutes. We'll be right back for Talk Back.